YouTube, it's Erin, and I am the Handbag Housewife, and I'm back again with another video. Today's video is going to be a good old-fashioned unboxing. Oh boy, I'm so excited to show you what I got, and it's going to be kind of a part 2 of the Rebag trade that I entered into back on January 11th. Yes, it took that long to complete the trade of the 3 bags I sent to them in order to get this one new bag. And so I'm going to unbox that bag with you today and let you know what I think. Now, I've already seen the bag, and I have to say I'm not mad at Rebag, but I'm sure you're all excited to find out what I got, since I left it as a cliffhanger when I did the video about trading the bags to Rebag. Before I get started, I did want to talk to you briefly about the Louis Vuitton employee stamp that can be found in a lot of bags on the resale market. Now, I didn't know that these could carry a fair amount of weight in terms of resale value until relatively recently. In fact, when I bought my Facets Twist the first time, I bought it on Fashion File, and it had the employee stamp inside. Now, this bag retails for, I believe, $5,000 plus tax, and with Fashion File, they had it down to, I believe, $26.95 or $26 something. And so it was like half price. And most of the twists don't go down that low in a color that's very neutral like this one is. So I have to figure that the employee stamp may have played some role in that valuation. I don't think that resellers like Fashion File and Rebag always accepted the bags with employee stamps inside, but I can't be sure of that because I've only been shopping with those platforms for a few years, but it seems to me like I am seeing more of the employee stamps inside of bags than I used to anyway. I have a good friend, Joshy Michael. I've spoken about him multiple times on my channel, and he just did a great video explaining the impact an employee stamp can have on a bag and his personal feelings about it. I'm going to link that video down below. As far as I go, I wouldn't say that I am opposed to having a bag with such stamp inside, but I would want to know ahead of time so that I could make an informed decision whether I thought the price of the bag warrants purchasing it. And also I'd want to see the stamp to see if it was very noticeable. I know they're inside the bag, but some of them are done better than others. However, that's not the point of this video. I'm going to unbox a new Louis Vuitton bag, or at least new to me, from Rebag with you. So let me grab it. So the question is, did Rebag do me good or did Rebag do me dirty? Let's check it out. Hopefully that's not interpreted in the wrong way. So when I got the bag, it was not in the Louis Vuitton dust bag. Rebag likes to put them in their own dust bags, but it was in the box and it was wrapped well. The box was inside of a bigger box, which was very sturdy, wrapped in very thick bubble paper. And so I was happy with how it was packed. And then the dust bag and the strap were both inside the bag. And so I appreciate that as well. A lot of times companies will leave the strap loose, which can dent the bags. I do question whether this had been a return for Rebag though, because this was all wadded up and it was supposed to be in a little plastic Ziploc bag inside because the bag was in there. It was just empty with this all wadded up. So I don't know. It may have been a return, but that doesn't affect whether or not I'm going to like it. So let's get into the bag. So remember, I traded 3 bags for this bag. I traded my Valentino Roman stud in the Niagara Blue, my Prada Saffiano camera bag, and lastly, my Louis Vuitton Crochet, which I sent to them without the strap. They knew that, and so that devalued it a little bit, but I wanted to keep the strap. So basically, 3 bags for one, and what I got was the gorgeous, the fabulous Speedy 20 from the Stardust collection. And when I tell you that this bag is absolutely Stunning. I'm not lying. It is the most beautiful bag. I went ahead and put a charm that I own already on it. It's the Fleur de Monogram charm. Let me go grab something. I'll be right back. I have looked this bag upwards, downwards, sideways. She's had the side eye, the front eye, the back of my head eye. It all looks fantastic. So the tag's coming off because I don't want her impeding our view of what is going on with this beauty. So as you saw, she came with the box. She came with the dust bag. And when I purchased her, she was even on sale. I think I got at least 10% off of the price that they had it originally for, which was around retail plus tax. So I got a deal. It might have been 15%. No, it was 15%. The Get 15 code worked on this bag for some strange reason. And so I think it brought it down to around $2,600. But of course, what they gave me for those 3 bags was a bit pathetic. And so I ended up basically breaking even as if I would have went to the store and bought this in store when it was released and paid tax on it. That was basically what I got out of the deal after you considered what I had paid for those 3 bags and the discount I got on this one. So at least I ended up with a bag I loved and I didn't pay more than retail. That is always a good thing. So the inside of the bag is a very luscious microfiber. The other bags that I have that are Speedy 20s, they are all like a canvas inside. The Monogram, it has a little bit of a slicker, like more jacquard-like material inside, but this is a microfiber, I believe. Yes, it is. And you're probably not going to be able to see it because while the zipper does go over the edge, the maiden stamp is somewhat faint, but it is made in France with no employee stamp. Yay. And the embossing on this is very nice. I do think that the embossing is done better oftentimes when it's the smaller monogram versus the bigger one. And for a bag this size, I think the smaller monogram is much more aesthetically pleasing than the bigger one where you have a giant LV in the middle, especially if you want to charm up your bag like I like to do. I just think that this works so well because all of those little charms are about the same size as the stamping on the bag. Do you see how it's basically ombre spray painted in a way where it looks dark and light? It's so hard to capture, but I do feel like my camera is capturing it pretty well. This was done with 2 pieces, and so there is a seam on the bottom. And look at the perfection that they lined the seam up on this bag. And while it's pre-owned, it had absolutely no corner wear. The only structure loss I see is like just little dents right there and there. But I don't think I'm probably going to use an organizer with this bag, and so having a little bit of slouch is okay with me. I may possibly stuff it or put an organizer in it while it's on the shelf. I have an awesome one from Zumani, so that may be a plan that I have, but I do like my Speedy 20 bags to mold to my body, and this leather is so squishy, gushy. It is amazing. It feels so good. The handles also feel amazing, and I want to show you the texture of those. Isn't that cool? Now, when I got the bag, the lock and the keys were attached, and I sort of figured I would leave them on, but just zipping and unzipping the bag a few times with this lock attached, it was kind of difficult. And so I am going to put these in my little lock and key storage area of my closet, and I am not going to use them on the bag, especially since I already have the charm on there. I do feel like the lock and key are going to just get in my way. The straps for the Speedy 20s that are leather, they all, as far as I'm aware, have this chain detail at the end with the fancier Louis Vuitton clips. These are sort of the upgraded clips they use on nicer bags like the Capucines, for example. And the ombre effect, or the pebbling effect that is on the handles, is continued here. And the strap does have a keeper, which I love. and I knew from the start that I would probably wear this bag fully extended. And so that works really nicely with the keeper because you can just plop it right up against the other one. So doesn't the chain just look like a beautiful piece of jewelry with the charm? I'm loving it. These are my favorite kind of charms, and I actually have a double unboxing probably coming up later this week where I will unbox another Louis Vuitton bag and a charm. I just can't do it all at once. I have to give this beauty her moment in the sun. So I'm going to go ahead and try it on. I'm just wearing a gray cardigan and a blue top, and so this isn't necessarily what I would pair her with. I think she would look so pretty with like a coral top, or even like a cream colored sweater would look so good with her, but not so much gray tones. I don't know. You'll have to let me know what you think, if what I have on would work with this bag or not. If you look at the zipper tape, it's almost like a nude pink shade. And I like that instead of having cream like a lot of the Damier Azur pieces have. This gives you just a little bit less worry that you're going to get a mark on it because it's not pure white. So this is how I like to wear these bags crossbody. I like to flip the inside handle up so it's not being pressed into the bag, and then I let the other handle drop. And I do like how the charm just sort of peeks out, but I also will carry this bag crook of the arm. And in fact, I'm carrying my Monoglam one today because I'm getting ready to go to a game. And you can definitely slide it on. You can't really bring it all the way up to your elbow unless you are wearing something a little thinner than I'm wearing right now. But this is a really nice way to carry this bag, and it's so comfortable. And even though it is leather, it is lightweight in my opinion as well. So I think Rebag did a good job. They got me a bag that I love. It was shipped and packed perfectly. My only complaint is that the whole process took 20 days. So what I'm saying is that this trade process involved me shipping the 3 bags I traded on January 11th. They received them on January 16th and then proceeded to check them in on January 17th and January 19th. They did not process them, which means that they had been authenticated because they authenticate everything that comes in. They didn't do that until the 23rd of January. So we're looking at 12 days after I shipped them and a full week after they received them. And then they didn't ship them to me until the 25th. So that is quite a long time. It took them 9 days to receive the 3 bags I sent and then ship them out to me. And once the shipping happened, you know, at that point, it's out of their control how fast it gets to me. It took another 5 days to get to me. So 20 days in total from sending my 3 designer bags in order to get this one beauty. But I am super happy now that I have it. I had to wait, which killed me because I am not a patient person at all. I don't know if you all are patient, but I'm not. When I buy something, I want to have it right then. But I think she's worth the wait. She looks better than she did in the Rebag pictures. They were all like blown out, so you couldn't see all of the shading that's going on. And the embossing on this bag is really deep, which again is something that I couldn't pick up on their photographs. And they just, I mean, when it's all washed out like that, you don't know what you're gonna get. And I figured worst case scenario, I would return it. Although that's not the worst case scenario. There were so many things that could have went wrong. They could have decided the bags I sent in were worth less than what they quoted, but they didn't. They had one item, the Prada bag, that they said wasn't in as good a condition as I said it was in, but they ended up keeping the price that they gave me the same, which was $415, and proceeded to list it for $780, which is about what I paid for the bag the first time it was sold, at least the first time I'm aware of that it was sold. The Valentino Roman stud bag, I believe they gave me around $990 for that. And I think they have it currently listed around $1,900. And then the Croisette, They paid me around a little over $1,000, maybe $1,050, and they currently have it listed for $1,730. And with the Croisette, I kept the straps, so that was the best deal in terms of what I got versus what they listed it for. But they also may run sales, so they may not get what they think they're going to out of those bags. So I think that's all the info I have to share. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. And also, I'm curious to know if any of you would risk trading or buying or selling to Rebag at this point with all of the negative publicity that they have gotten over the past few months on YouTube. I would say I would risk it again because this was worth it, but it would have to be for the right bag, and I would have to have something that I didn't like nearly as much as whatever that bag was so that I could do a trade in most cases. I mean, there are always exceptions, but in most cases. So if you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, what are you waiting for? Do it and ring the notification bell so that you are notified of future exciting content such as this. Also, go find me on Instagram. The name there is the same. It's the @ then the Handbag Housewife, all lowercase. You can DM me there, or you can email me at thehandbaghousewife@gmail.com. If I don't hear from you, I will see you again real soon. Take care and have a fabulous day. Bye.